Hello, folks. Jeff Peterman here for another episode of Conservinator Nation. Hope everyone's having a fantastic Wednesday. I won't say hump day. Oh, crud, I just did. I hate that so much. It was so funny in those commercials, and then people just did it to death, and now it's not funny anymore. Anyway, today we're going to talk about a disturbing trend I'm seeing, and that is people who voted for Liberty candidates in the primary changing their votes and voting for whoever the pick is, regardless of how liberal a quote-unquote conservative they say they are. For example, and I definitely run the risk right now of sounding like sour grapes, which please be aware it's not. If it wasn't the case in my district, I would use another. But Jackie Walorski and her voting record is just abysmal. Not only her 2 votes against life, but also, there was another vote I posted a couple days ago on our Facebook page. Make sure you like our Facebook page, by the way. Lots of great information there. Just look for Jeff Peterman The Conservinator. You can also follow us on Twitter at ConservinatorJP. But she has voted so many times to spend money that we don't have. This last vote, though, that she made that I talked about, she actually voted down an amendment that would have taken a good deal of money and put it into the debt paydown fund. That's absolutely unacceptable, folks. And by rewarding her with a 3rd term, you are effectively giving her a pension because she'll hit her 5-year mark. Why do we reward politicians who lie to our faces and vote in a way that continues their own perpetuity and their own political expediency? It's disgusting. Now, this is not the only one by far. I've seen, actually yesterday, I feel awful for Rebecca Johansson Bidlack. She lost her race down in Florida, and she was a voice for liberty. She was young. I think she has a future ahead of her. I hope she runs again. But we are voting for people who absolutely have 0 conservative bones in their body simply because they say they're a conservative. I could say that I'm a cheetah. That doesn't mean I'm a cheetah. Number one, I don't sweat on purpose, so I'm not going to be running as fast as a cheetah. But number 2, I'm just simply not a cat. So if I say I'm a cheetah, does that make me one? The answer, of course, is no. And while I'm not a fan of Lynn Coleman by any stretch of the imagination, I would almost rather see a liberal elected and fail through their liberalism, which will happen in District 2, than see a conservative, quote-unquote, who is actually a liberal in their fiscal and a lot of their social policy, like Jackie Walorski, get elected under the guise of conservatism, only to fail because of their liberal policy that they're just not talking about. So we can continue with the status quo. We can continue electing the same people over and over again because they're the devil we know. But we're not going to have a different result. That's the definition of insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. Jackie Walorski is never going to vote down a budget. The $1.1 trillion omnibus bill that included funding for Planned Parenthood, which actually ended up taking our money that we work hard for and giving it to the Hillary Clinton campaign. She's never going to vote down an omnibus bill. The next omnibus bill that comes around that spends money we don't have, she's going to vote yes on because that's what the party leaders tell her to do. As long as we have this crony club, we can anticipate having the same crap coming out of D.C. So anyway, I just wanted to make it clear where my position is right now. I will not be voting for Jackie Walorski. Not because of sour grapes, but because she's bad for the district, and I refuse to reward someone who lies to their constituents with a 3rd term that ends up in her getting a pension. That makes absolutely no sense to me. She's earned nothing. She only visits people and goes around and does business tours and talks to people when it's an election year. And that's not me saying this. You can go back and look at that historically. I will be voting for Ron Senkush, who is the Libertarian Party candidate. Not because I'm a libertarian, because all of you know I'm not. I actually am a liberty conservative and am a member of the Republican Party. But I refuse to vote for party over principle. Jackie Walorski lacks any principle whatsoever. She has absolutely no Republican values. Her goal is the almighty dollar and staying in office and doing whatever she has to do to achieve that goal. I simply will not be a part of it. So I encourage you to take a look at the Libertarian candidate in District 2. He is someone I've known for a few years. Actually knew him when I was part of the Libertarian Party for a short time. But I'm telling you, he is a man of principle, and while I don't agree with everything he stands for, he is somebody who does what he says and says what he does, and a man of his word, and I would trust him as a representative of me in DC. So anyway, folks, that's all I'm going to do today. It's over 6 minutes. I feel like I've been ranting for a little bit here, but I encourage you, no matter where you are, that you really take a look at the Republican who is running for your U.S. congressional seat for your district and see if they really represent your values. And if they don't, I encourage you to look at the other candidates. I've never in my life voted for a Democrat, but I'll tell you what, if there was a Democrat that better represented my values and my principles, which is probably never going to happen, let's be real honest here, I would vote for the Democrat, because we have to stop voting for this party line that is getting us horrible representation in DC. All right, folks, have a great day, a happy Wednesday, and we'll talk to you soon.